On air.
And we're on. Hey everyone, it is Jess and Amy, and we are live from Las Vegas.
Did you see the names on there?
No one so far.
Not yet.
Just us.
Yeah. Viewers is 0 so far.
Okay.
So although we had 13 people respond, so we will
Look
see.
for Ma Lourdes.
Okay. Okay. So hey everyone, we're starting our meeting right now. It is the 4th of March, and today is hey guys.
I was on the phone. Yeah.
It's hard for them to hear when So we're starting our meeting today. We have a couple people waiting to come, but what we're going to do is just get going now because we only have a certain amount of time, and we want to keep everybody. We know that everybody on the East Coast, it's 9:30 at night, so we thank you for staying up, and you know, if you jump on later or if you're watching this recorded. So I'm just going to jump right in, and because I actually haven't finished eating dinner, so I'm going to do all the announcements, and then we're gonna go ahead and start our meeting so I can scarf my sandwich down. Okay, so I wanna just kind of run down what our February was, which was a very good February. We actually beat our numbers from 2014 by $3,000 in wholesale volume. Our group was at 35,367.10. Our team was 29,941.29, so that was really great, and we had 214 people in our group at the time. And for Jesse's Angels team, without Team Endure, we had 194 people. Okay, for top sales for the month, I am very excited to say that Tammy Shelton was number 1. Hello. Hi. And she's here in Nevada, and she actually just started in the end of January, and she also promoted to certified last month. Here you go. Here you go. And then she also hit her shooting star. So congratulations, Tammy. Okay, and number 2 in sales this is just out of our team of Jesse's Angels, so out of 194, Jeanette Kokpecki was number 2. Shannon Trujillo in Hawaii was number 3. Mariah Doolin, she lives in Nevada, but she isn't able to make it today. She did let me know about that. She's number 3. Lauren Pester here in Nevada was number 5, excuse me. Let's see, Carrie Mail was number 6, Andrea Solid, number 7, Catherine Martin, number 8, Amy Simonson, number 9. Let's see, where are you at? There you go. Okay, and Allison Jackson, it was number 10. And congratulations to all of you that doubled your PRV or even active for this month. I mean, congratulate yourselves. I can only name the top 10 because we would be here all day if I listed everybody. But I see all of your results, and I'm so proud of everybody. And just think about if you set your goal and you achieved it, congratulations. That's awesome. Okay, top sponsor for the month was Lauren Pester. She sponsored 2 new people, so I have that. And then I would like to congratulate Tracy Horbick for promoting to certified, Deborah Hogan, Megan Castillo Reynolds for certified, and Patricia Bundy for promoting to certified as well. Woo! Yoo-hoo! Let's see. For the month of February, also Natasha Swayze, Swayze, I guess that's how you say it, also hit her shooting star, and Joyce and Larry Pate hit their shooting star as well, so that's awesome. And just to put a shout out to Patricia, is only less than $100 to hit her level 1. In her
Patricia Bundy?
Yes, Bundy.
She hit certified though, right?
Yes, she did. She hit certified, but she's on less than $100 from hitting it. She's got till the 27th to hit level 1.
Awesome.
So on a great, and you, Miss Tammy, April 2nd is your 70th day, and you are already on your way to hitting level 2.
I got 1840 something.
Yeah, she's already hit level 1, and she's got a whole month to go. So that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Dun dun dun. Birthdays for the month: Chris Strauss, Sandra Calixto, and Megan Reynolds is on the 26th coming up. So that's awesome. And then I'd like to welcome all of our newest angels. Let's see, Nicole Rains, Tiffany Boyer sponsored her into the company from Indiana, excuse me. Riza Miles from California is Brenda Connor's newest business partner. Allison Jackson in Japan is Carrie Mail's newest business partner. Tracy Hornbach in New Jersey, that's Millie Roman's newest business partner. Karen Draper from New Jersey, Natalie Swede is her sponsor and newest business partner. Kayla Pepe, I'm so sorry if I'm hacking that up, from Alaska. Jennifer Stellis is her sponsor. Cassandra Roberts from Alaska. Heather Miller is her sponsor. Bailey Albanese from Alaska. Heather Miller is her sponsor. So technically, Heather also sponsored 2 people, but that was top sales for team, just for Scentsy. I mean, for Jesse's Angels, just so you know. Kenneth Lindell in Ohio, Cheryl Burks sponsored him into the company. Haley Schneider in Nevada, Joanne Holman is her sponsor and business partner. May Lourdes. Malordes. That's really pretty. Malordes.
She goes by Ging.
Oh, okay. Ging. Okay, so Ging. You know your sponsors, Jeanette. And congratulations to both of you. Cindy Ford, Lauren Pester sponsored her into the company. Emily Brown, Lauren Pester is her sponsor and business partner. And myself welcomes Tanya Smith from Florida into the company. So congratulations to everybody who have new business partners and all of you that started a new business. Okay. So today is going to be a little different. We've got a smaller crowd here, and so I like to make it a little bit more intimate. And so I want to actually have Amy and Joe share their experiences from Spring Sprint, some of the things that they took home. And I love to put people on the spot because it pushes you out of your comfort zone, and you're sharing with your Scentsy family who weren't able to go to Spring Sprint, like Miss Jeanette and Tammy, and so and some people that are watching. Oh, we have 2 viewers so far, and I don't know how to see who that is. Amy. Hi, whoever you are. I can't see who you are. See, it says 2 viewers.
You can click on those. Okay, click
Over here.
Sensational story.
Oh, my paused. Uh-oh. Start. Ah!
Essential. No, it won't say
Wait, where
essential,
did it
it's
just go down to?
I don't know. Hold on, guys. Hold that thought. Oh,
There
here we are.
We're still on.
Okay, so I can't see.
That's beautiful. Mine's
I'm
all
not
mine,
sure. Chat,
I've
maybe?
never seen
I don't
it.
know.
Questions and answers.
It's really, no, seriously, it's very pretty.
Oh, it's disabled.
Mine is like a weapon.
Did you see it? It's all purple.
Yeah.
Oh, yay! That's awesome. Yeah, there's only one in every 6 people that you can get purple. So you got the bonus one. You got a
Really?
special one.
Are you
They
serious?
only make one purple one in a batch.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
You got the special
Wow.
one, Tammy. Tammy got the special purple bling ring. Come here and show them.
Wow. I don't know.
Oop, up here. Woo woo! She got the
That's
purple.
so pretty.
Okay, so I'm going to. Where did Amy go?
She ran away.
Okay, you guys get to see my stomach for a minute. And okay, let's see. Since Joe and Amy are over here, I'm going to bring the table and the.
Were you able to see this?
I don't know who. I can't see. We can't figure it out.
It's okay.
Yeah. And then after that, we're going to do some role playing.
It's the Joe and Amy show.
That's right.
Go, Amy.
I guess I would be happy to start because I was actually at the first Spring Sprint in Minnesota.
Woo!
It was cheaper for me to fly home, be with my mom and dad for the weekend, see my family, and go to Spring Sprint than it was to stay here, go to Ontario, get a hotel, blah, blah, blah. So
Awesome.
I have been itching to talk about it, and I had to keep my mouth shut the longest.
I can't wait to hear.
It was really interesting for me because I went to California with Callie and Jess and Mitch last year, so I had help, and I knew, like, I had a lot of help. So going to Minnesota, it was very different. California is very open and loud, and there are tons of people that are there. And when they announced where Minnesota was going to be, I was just like, how are all of these people going to fit in this hotel? Because it was in a hotel. So I told my mom, I said, I want to be out the door by 7:30 because registration was 7 to 10. And I knew what it was like last year in California. And I ended up not getting up until 7:30 that morning. That's what happens when you do an overnight red-eye flight. So anyways, my mom and I left the house about 8:15. We got there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we walked right into the hotel, walked right into registration, signed right up, got all of our stuff. And then my heart was just going super fast. I'm like, this is not the way this is supposed to be. However, Minnesota is much more laid back than California. So it was like I was a little bit of stress, but there wasn't any because I got right in, got our stuff. My mom got to look through her stuff, and she's like, oh, yay. And then we brought everything out to the truck, came back in, and we had 2 people from corporate. One of them was the marketing director, and I can't remember his name because you didn't prepare me. I don't have my notes with me. Very cool. It was just so much different because we were in a smaller room. There didn't seem like there was as much Scentsy spirit, but then again, it's Minnesota, so it's much more laid back. So people don't really get as loud as they do in California. However, Kelly Ski was one of the presenters. We also had Anna. I know you knew who she was, but I can't think of her last name right now.
Okay.
She did a leadership one. It was just really interesting, and I guess one of my favorite things that I brought back from it was in one of the first ones that we sat through. My mom actually went with me, which was great because she's been my biggest supporter of this. She's my biggest client. I have tried to get her to sell with me, and she's like, absolutely not. I don't want anything to do with the money part. I don't want to have to deal with it. I'm like, Mom, you don't have to do anything. I can do it all, but, so she said, if anybody calls my name, if anybody looks at me, if anybody throws anything at me, I am not doing anything. You will catch the ball. You will go up and get whatever prize I win, blah, blah, blah. So she had her crossword puzzle at some points, and she was just sitting and doing her own little thing. But in one of the first ones, the first ones that we went to, the thing that I got out the most, besides notes that I had taken, was they had done a prize for like a guest prize, like a guest party prize, guess the number, whatever it was. And what it was is they took all of the testers, the party testers that were old, and they lined them up like a Smartie roll. And they put cellophane around it and
What was it
2
that they
ribbons.
put in there?
Party testers,
Oh.
old party testers. And I told Ryan
I
about
am
it,
so
and
gonna
I'm
do
like,
that.
we are doing that as a gift because what's the best
That
way
is
to
such a great idea.
give other people ideas of what to smell, because that's what I do is I go through my old testers and I'm like, let's put this one in and see how it smells. So you could do them with the big ones and you can do them with the little ones, and I really wanted to get it done and take a picture of it. Not that I would claim to it because it wasn't my idea, it was somebody else's idea, and I have her name written down at home. I keep looking at Jess, she's sitting over here. We also, like I said, I got to hear Kelly Ski, who is part of Becca's group as well. She told us her whole story, which I had heard before, but I missed part of it. So it was neat to hear the whole story again. And if you've never heard her story, you need to because it's an amazing story.
It really is.
She did the BAM book, All Parties All Month, and I have a lot of information written down at home for that one. And then I also did go to the leadership one. I was kind of tentative. I'm like, I don't really want to go to this one because everybody knows I don't like the word leader and I don't like the word goals and I don't like, you know, I'm just not that person.
Ships.
Ships?
The word ships.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
She thought she heard another one.
Oh, no.
Captain of the ship.
Yeah. So I said to my mom, okay, let's go do this one. And the group thing, she did a group thing together, and what it was we were given these little slips of paper, and there were probably 8 different slips of paper, but we didn't know that. So what we were supposed to do when we started was look at the sheet of paper, and it was a TV show. And what you were supposed to do is you were supposed to go around to other people and describe your show without saying the title of the name.
Oh,
well,
that's cool.
lo and behold, I got Friends. I had just finished watching the entire season, like the entire finale, you know, everything. So the first thing I do is I stand up and I'm like, Chandler, Joey, Monica, you know, and I just went around like that. And then what we had to do is there was a whole group of people that went outside and they didn't know what we were doing inside. So what we had to do is the whole group of people that we were in with, someone kind of had to take the lead and say, okay, what should we do to make this presentation so everybody gets it? So somebody suggested doing Smelly Cat, and then somebody suggested, I think I was like, well, we could always just do How You Doing, you know?
Joey. Yeah.
So it ended up being that there were a couple of us that just kind of took charge and was like, yeah, let's do Smelly Cat. So this.
I wish I could have seen you do that.
Well, there were like 12 of us.
I know, but still. Oh, that'd be so great.
The group comes in and we're going, yeah, we're ready. We can do this. No big deal. So we're all standing in the corner and we just start going, Smelly Cat, Smelly Cat. And then right away, everybody knew what we were doing.
Yes.
So the whole, the point of it is who is the leader? Who's the one that took the charge to do it? And what did she do or what did he do to get into that role?
Position.
And, yeah, why? And that was really cool, and I sat down and I listened to the rest of that, and I got a lot of information out of that too. But again, it's at home.
That's okay. You're sharing a lot right now off the top of your head.
It, definitely.
It was like I said in the beginning, really different because it was so much more mellow than California, which was okay because I am kind of mellow and I can blend into whatever situation I need to. So if we're out in California, I can be loud, or like Minnesota. Yeah. Minnesota, I can just kind of sit back and take everything in. And I met a consultant while I was there. We were sitting next to each other. Her friend came with, and I said, so do you sell or will you be joining? And she's like, well, I'm not really sure yet. She started picking my brain about Reunion.
Oh, the best person to pick up.
She goes, have you been? And I'm like, well, yeah, actually was my first year was last year. I found out the consultant had been in 1 year longer than I have. And what was sad was she told me when we were sitting there next to her, she said, my director has come by me 5 times and not even acknowledged me. And I thought, that sucks. I'm like, who does that? I mean, even, you know, I know it's hard to keep track of how many ever people you have, but
you
it
really
just
know how blessed you are.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, you know, my director's Jess Markowitz, and she's really good, and she's right there for me whenever I need her. And she's just like,
literally, because I live next door.
I didn't tell her that.
But I'm to be there from your house. I'm on her doorstep.
Can I borrow a cup of coffee?
Ding dong. I need you, girlfriend.
So it was nice, I mean, to hear that. It wasn't nice to hear that this is what is going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, I took her card, and I'm kind of like, do I want to, like, Facebook stalk her now and say, hey, we met? And I think I might just send her a note and say, hey, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. She's got the same number of people on her team as I do right now. And then they were picking my brain about family reunion. And I was telling them, yeah, you have a lot of trainings that you can go to. I said the entertainment's amazing. You get to see all the new stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if we'll see them there. We'll see. Maybe we'll see if she's there or not. So
Where was she from?
Minnesota.
Oh, she was from there?
And it's so neat how you meet. You can get a drink.
Water.
just get her a cup, please, Allie. Or you know where they are, right, Audrey?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I always think is amazing how you meet people from, like, because of those things, you meet people you would never would have met. And then you end up like seeing them again in a different place, and then like you feel like you know them even though you don't.
Right.
You know, like when you see her again at reunion in Vegas, she's in your territory now, and like you know what I mean. It'll feel like, oh yeah, like yay! And you'll see them, and that's why they call it reunion, because we hug people like they're our best friend, but we've only like talked to them for like 10 minutes, maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And that's just what Scentsy does, which is so cool.
So I guess that's really pretty much it.
That's
you
your
really
biggest
did.
aha. Okay,
you
I
really
know.
Put me on the spot. Otherwise,
But I'll have you, if you have more to share, you could be on the training call or something in one of these months. And so, okay, Miss Joe.
Let's see. Darn, I knew I should have went first. How am I going to follow that up?
I know.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, hi everybody. I'm Joe Holman, and this lovely lady behind me is Allie. Allie Markowitz. Anyway, I was at the Phoenix Spring Sprint this year, and last year I went to Phoenix for Spring Sprint, and that was my first time, and it was amazing. It was the first time that I had went, and I was scared out of my wits because I literally went by myself. I drove there, which was completely out of my comfort zone to go anywhere like that by myself. But I went there. I had a little bit of comfort there because that is where my family lives. So I went to the Phoenix one and decided that I could stay a day or two and visit some of my family members. So I went to Phoenix last year as a new consultant, and the only one that I knew that was going to be there was my sponsor and director, Jessica Markowitz, but I didn't even know if I would see her or anything because I didn't know really what to expect. So when I got there, fortunately, I did run into her in the parking lot, which I was thrilled out of my mind, and I clung to her like static. But when I went there, I was, like I said, really scared and intimidated and not knowing what to expect. But when I left there, I knew I wanted to go to the family reunion that everybody was talking about, and so I made that happen. So rewinding now, a year later, I was actually asked to be a presenter in Phoenix, and thank you. But, and although that's something that I really wanted to do sometime in my Scentsy career, I didn't think I was anywhere near ready to do something like that. So before I could, change my mind, I just blurted out, yes, I would do it. And then as it got closer, I was thinking, what am I, out of my mind? Because I really had never done any public speaking or anything. And so as it got closer to the date, I was really becoming, a little bit petrified, to say the least. And so the reason I was sharing that part of it with you is because going there as a presenter versus going there as an attendee, again, I didn't know what I was going to expect. I had the same fears and everything, just like I was going there to watch. And this time, I had to prepare myself, obviously, because I was going to be speaking, and it was really a great experience. And for me, I wasn't able to attend any of the breakouts, so that was a sacrifice that I had to make, but I was happy to make it because I know that, again, going out of my comfort zone, which I did by attending, but this time going as a training, that again, I was going out of my comfort zone, and by not going to the other breakouts, being a presenter was something that I was going to be benefiting from because I was actually going to be growing as a person. It was pushing me to something that I didn't know if I would ever be able to do. And so what I wanted just to point out is all the breakout sessions are so amazing, and from the ones that I've attended last year and the ones I'm going to attend next year and the ones that you go to at family reunion, you're going to bring back so much information that you can't even comprehend all of it at the same time. And each session is going to be different. So even if you went to one before, whether it's on bookings or customer care or leadership or whatever it is, just because you went to one before, don't think that, you know, you got all that you needed to get from that. Go to revisit them again with different presenters, because you're going to learn different things from different people. And I hope that somebody got something from my presentation. I just spoke from my heart. I know that there was people in the room that were brand new for their first time there, and there was probably people that had been in Scentsy longer than I have. So what made me be up on that stage, being that I was newer than some of them, I don't know. I guess it was just my good looks or something. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, whatever you want to do in your business, make sure that you are making those goals and stuff like that, and let it be known what you want to do, and have confidence and get training, and really push yourself out of your limit, because I was scared and nervous to go, but after each session, it just got better and better. And I don't even think I did the same presentation, all 5 sessions, the same way twice. But so what I got out of the spring sprint this year was an amazing experience of being, of learning and growing about myself. But even though I was a speaker, I learned by the people in my audience, because we made it interaction, you know, we made it people to participate. And so even though I was technically the speaker, everybody in that room was speaking. We had communication back and forth, and I learned things, you know, they taught me something, and it was really a great experience. And so regardless of what you're there, if you're there for a first time or a second time or, you know, the 100th time, go and experience, get on training calls, do all these things that you do. And like I said, I did a customer care. That was my subject in Phoenix, but I want to go back and I want to watch the customer care from the other presenters, because, you know, like I said, I just kind of used some things that I wanted to incorporate, but I'm going to learn things from watching other people, and that's really how it's all done. So I'm glad that Amy got to share some things, because like with the little smarty rolls and stuff, we're always going to learn new things in the business, no matter how long we've been in it, and that's what keeps us going and keeps us motivated. And the fact that I was only in Scentsy a year and being able to be up there, that proves, you know, for any of you that you can do any of those things too. It's just wanting those things and making those things happen for yourself, having confidence, and if you're lacking like I was, find the people that are doing those presentations and getting ideas from them, and getting training and watching training videos, and just working and practicing. And I never even did this long of a presentation in front of a YouTube video, but so, you know, I mean, we're always going to be constantly pushing ourselves out of our limit, because if you don't, then you're never going to grow. And I didn't even make it to 5 feet, so I really need to grow in other areas. So so that's in my business, in your business, you can really do whatever you want to do. So just be unstoppable and know where you want to go with it, and don't let anybody hold you back, and just join yourself in with these like-live people, like all of us, all 5 of us in the room, and one,
and an assistant,
and an assistant in training, and you know, just surround yourself with people who want the same things as you, and that's how you're going to get where you want to go. So,
yay! All right. Okay. Excuse me, Miss Sally. Thank you. So my dog. So I like to hear from everybody's perspectives, and I love the fact that you decided to encourage everybody and share both of you guys, the journey from starting and what you expected and what you experienced before, and how the differences from each year, and how there's always something to look forward to, and there's changes, and that's what this business is about, is transition. And Amy talked about how she can mold herself into settings, and that's really what we have to do in this business, because every client and hostess and consultant is going to be different. And so we have to be able to I always tease them and say we have to be chameleons in order to just make the comfort zone for everybody else. Meanwhile, we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because we're the ones, whether we realize it or not, that are leading the show in every aspect, whether it's a client situation or a hostess situation or, you know, leading as an example as a sponsor. So I think those were great examples of from both of you guys, that perspective of, you know, the mindset they had bring brand new going in it and what they saw and how everything was completely different. But then there were things that were similar, and then them growing as individuals and consultants, how they handled things differently later on in, you know, in their journey. So I think that's awesome. I had some requests of people saying that they'd like to see like role playing, and I thought that was kind of cool. And everybody's like, oh no. Okay, and so here's, I'm actually gonna put somebody on the spot today. And it's because Miss Tammy has been so awesome with her sales. Woo! And kind of just, especially with her meeting strangers and stuff. So I'm going to actually have her share, I'm going to have you share, Tammy, just some of the conversations that you strike up with these people that are like at the library and places. Because her son, Coy, who's right here, say hi.
Hello.
He had the most awesome idea for his mom to challenge herself anytime they go to the library to not leave the library, which you go 3 times a week, you said? Twice a week, to not leave without 3 sales at least. And they have accomplished that goal every time since they started. So that is awesome. So no. But you have to say how you did it. You can say that's the goal, but you have to share with us how you achieved it. Okay, so but this is gonna help you, because if you could be out of your comfort zone in front of all of us, you can continue to do those amazing things that you're doing with them.
And the people that are on the other side are exactly where you're at. So
yes.
You're blessing other people.
Yes, because some people have no clue how to talk to strangers, and they would never even think about doing it.
I want to know how to pull this off.
Yeah,
She's
so
doing things I don't do.
So come on over here, so we don't have to give them more of a headache, excuse me, and moving this all around. And just share with us a couple. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay, here's Tammy. Say hi. And let me move it closer so they can hear you, because I can tell you're going to talk soft. So just share with us a scenario of what you would say if I'm a stranger at the library. You know, how do you walk up to me and start talking to me?
Well, first I put my son in his class with his teacher.
Okay.
Then I take a walk, and there's parents out there with little kids getting ready to go into story time. And I just walk up to a couple of them and say, have you heard of Scentsy? And some of them say, yeah, I want to see it. And some of them say no. So I give them the book. And here this last week, I've been getting calls from those people.
That's simple. That's simple. Okay, so when somebody says no, what do you say?
I just say, okay, thank you.
Even though they say no, I don't
give
know
them
what
a
it
book
is?
in that.
Oh, you
They
still
have
give it to them?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say I don't know what Scentsy is, what do you say?
I tell them it's wax melts with no fire.
Okay.
And
Very
it's,
simple.
Yeah. Keep it. Yeah.
what was it last week, Coy? I had a lady do a $120 order at the library. But first I asked her if she heard of Scentsy, and she said no, she didn't know what it was. And then she said, no, my father just bought me 4 boxes of huge candles.
4 boxes.
And she goes, I'm not interested. So I started to walk away, and she turned around and she said, excuse me. She said, but can I have your book in that? And I said, you sure can. And next thing I know, we were sitting down talking, and told her it was no fire, because her little kids, 3- and 4-year-old, like to get up and play with the flames.
Ooh.
So immediately she ordered $120 worth.
Wow! And she still has 4 boxes of candles at home.
And she said no.
Yes, she said no.
Twice.
Yes. So if you would have never asked, you would have never made her think about it.
Right.
And then her go, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing, Tammy.
So I passed out like 6 flyers and books at the library today. But
Okay. And so
Planting the seeds.
yeah, so your goal is to talk to at least 3 people, and then so when you say talk to how many people, and then get at least 3 orders. You said, is that what?
And
your goal
then
is?
yeah, and then it's like the librarians that are there.
Mhm.
They've had the book for February, and then I just gave them the book for this month.
Okay.
And the one librarian said she had the day off tomorrow. She would order tomorrow.
Nice.
Wow. Now, are they giving you the order, or are they going on your website?
My website, or they'll give me the order when I come back.
Nice. And so when you come back, what do? You go straight to them and say hi? What do you say?
Stop by and say hi.
Just say hi. And
Yeah. And I told her that I gave her the new book, and she goes, yeah, I still have it here. When I walked in today, and she goes, tomorrow I'll order.
That's awesome.
She had the
So
day
tell
off.
me, the lady who ordered $120 worth, what did she order? Like warmers, and what about?
She ordered a couple of warmers, but a lot of waxes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then, did you? Because obviously you didn't quite have stuff with her just for you to smell, or she wasn't.
Oh, I did. I only had the
Mini
little.
testers.
I only had the mini testers.
No, that's
At
right.
the
you
time.
had all those,
But today I got Christmas at my front door.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
all your stuff. Yeah.
So did she smell those, or did she just look through the catalog and just order?
Actually, she just looked through the catalog. She smelled the what's that one you like, Koi? Skinny dipping?
What is that?
Also, skinny dipper, but but you carry all of your
All them
with
little
you.
ones. I got
Yeah.
little baggies and separated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carries them
See,
in
that's
your-
important.
Perfect.
Very important. They have something to smell
Yeah.
Right.
as soon as you get them
Yeah.
interested. So at what point do you pull the mini testers out when you're talking to them?
It's like when I hand them the magazine.
You have them already out?
Yeah.
That's great.
Actually, his teacher walked in the library one day. She goes, because we go in the back room where all the computers are.
Mhm.
And we walked back there, and she came in, and she goes, it smells out there. Awful. But man, I walk into this room, it smells so good with all them Scentsy things.
Yay! That's awesome.
That's awesome. So she's
Okay,
become
I'm
the
done.
little ray of sunshine.
Yes.
She's become the Scentsy sunshine, and just look at her face. You can
I
see it glowing.
know.
She's the little Scentsy sunshine.
So, okay, I'm going to actually now put Jeanette on the spot to
Cool.
share.
See, I should have kept my mouth shut now.
Okay, so Jeanette knows Tammy from before, and she actually shared with me how much Tammy has grown and changed even in the few weeks that she's been a consultant. So I want you to be able to share that so they can see the transition that, you know, this business and the success of setting goals and achieving it can really do for somebody.
Hi guys, me again, the big mouth. Anyway, I just wanted to share that
she's such a great consultant. She can talk very well.
I can talk anybody into anything. Anyway, Tammy and I have known each other for quite a few years. Koi, come over here.
What were they? Since third grade.
I'm gonna make him come over here
Next thing
because you
first
keep
grade.
trying to bow away. So you come sit by
No,
Mama.
first grade you were there.
Just sit right here. So anyway, Koi, this cute little guy right here, and we keep talking about Koi because Koi is a huge part of Tammy and her business. She really does. Like when she speaks to me, she attributes everything to Koi. Like she's doing all of this for Koi, and the cool thing about it is that you can look up Koi every once in a while. There's nobody. There's people there, but it's just a screen. Don't worry about it.
He might see you.
Anyway, so anyway, this Koi is my son's best friend. They've grown up together since they were in second grade.
Second or third.
Second grade, and so I've known Tammy for quite a few years. Tammy's become like a second mom to everybody in my household. Christopher calls her the second mom, and all of my mom and Jason's mom are like the third and fourth mom. So that shows you the top of the list that she's at. So anyway, she's become a really big part of our family, and she, don't lie when I ask you this question. Why did you join Scentsy?
You asked me, and I kept saying no, and I kept saying no. My husband kept saying no, and one morning I had some money in the bank. My son found out.
Yeah, okay,
And
wait, she
woke
said
up.
her son found out. Go ahead.
He said, Mom, join Scentsy. Call Jeanette and join Scentsy now.
Aww.
So, and that's why I wanted to bring Koi over here, is because it was her son that said, and when she joined, she told me, she said, I'm joining because Koi wants me to join. Koi told me that he wants me to join. So she went in, and the first words that she said to me were, I'm not going to do a whole lot with this. I'm not going to do a whole lot with Scentsy.
Do it.
$1,600 later in a month.
And she tells me she's not going to do a whole lot with it. And, you know, and I just told her, I said, you know, I said, Tammy, I said, I told her how it's changed my life, how it's changed my family. And because she knows our family so well, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, even though I'm crazy busy and I'm running all the time, things have just changed in my life in a different way. And I always try to make it a point to share it with everybody. So I just shared that with her, and I just kept reassuring her that it's going to be a good thing for her. It's going to be a really good thing for her. And lo and behold, how many days later? How many days? How many weeks?
I'm a week.
So not even
Monday's a week ahead of me.
Okay, so February 23rd is when she joined. Hasn't been that long, but this woman right here has transformed completely. And I don't know, I mean, we were talking about Spring Sprint. You guys were sharing Spring Sprint, and we had the opportunity to go. And I just remember them talking about how literally transformed you become. And that's what I've had the privilege of being able to see in Tammy. Whether, I don't know if she sees it within herself, I really pray that she does, because her whole outside, like, she shines. Everything about her is like a completely different new person. She's telling me things, and I don't want to tell personal things about you, but she's telling personal things to me that are going on in her life that are blowing me away. And when she says it to me, they're just like little things, like just kind of like, okay, whatever. And I'm just like, my jaw's wide open, and I'm going, are you kidding me? Things are moving. Things are changing in her life in a manner to where it's much more, and I will say this, it's much more than just the wax and warmers. It's much more than just a paycheck. It's starting to cause you to think about yourself and have the confidence within yourself, especially when you're able to make top sales. She kept telling me, I'm not supposed to be above you. You're supposed to make more than me. And I'm like, who said? I'm like, really? I'm like, no, you go for it. I'm like, go for it.
I'm holding back.
Oh, the marker. So, but anyway, I really wanted to say that I'm really, really proud of her. She's doing an amazing job, and she's such a beautiful spirit to the team. And I'm really, really glad that I've had the opportunity to be able to have her share this journey with me. So,
Is it bad to have a dream about the little Scentsy things coming after you?
well, that means you just got to keep running. Just keep running, Tammy. That's what's doing it.
We're actually running with you.
So,
the barman.
that's right. That's right. So,
Then we're gonna have drinks about dancing with the warmer and the barman and the. That's amazing. Oh
So-
my gosh! Thank you, both of you, for sharing that.
When you said the reason why she joined, I was like, wait, I thought she was going to say to shut Janet up.
that could be. She's just not saying it.
Or Corey was like, just please join. Get her off of us.
Actually, Coy wants a percentage now. I
Yeah,
can tell you that.
And he wants his cut.
He wants a
Hey.
raise 10%.
Well, you know that they have
But he
official
has a goal
Scentsy
this
consultant assistants
Yeah,
shirts.
Christopher
He
has
has
it.
to sell 6 3-packs this month.
Good job. He's got goals.
Challenge
So
back
Tammy
to you.
is challenging her son to sell 6 3-packs this month. That is awesome. He's 13, by the way. So all of you that have kids in that area, oh yeah, you've got your own Scentsy assistants that I wish I had. Okay, so we did a little bit of Tammy shared with us what she's doing, but what I wanted to do is do some role playing as far as whoever wants to do it with me. Whether it's hosting, hostess coaching, or whether it's clients or consultants, sponsoring situations, like, throw something at me and I will share with you how I handle it or how I would handle it. So think about maybe a scenario that you were like, I don't know what to do, or this is what happened, and maybe you felt like you hit a brick wall and you didn't know how to move forward in the situation. Maybe you're still in the situation and you still have the opportunity to move forward, but you don't know how to do that. So I wanted to open that up to you guys.
I would like to see what you do for hostess coaching.
Hostess
that's good. I
coaching.
was just thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Can I go a little step further?
Yeah.
Hostess coaching when it comes time to a hostess that doesn't do anything other than basket parties and you want to flip them and turn them into a home party host?
Into a home party host. Okay. So the conversation is basically they've already been basket party queen, host, or king, whatever. And Jeanette wants them to become a home party. So what I usually do is I have the conversation of the fact that all of these people that have been buying from you haven't had an opportunity to actually be educated on the product.
Exactly.
So there's possibility, because I haven't had interaction with them to sit them down and show them how things work, what the benefits are, that it's very likely that they might be wasting their wax. They don't know that it can be changed and reused again and poured back into the clamshell. And so it's important to have a demo night just to make sure everybody understands how to use everything and all the benefits, and to get everybody together in one place. And what I call it is a reorder party. So I do all the work. You get everybody in one room, but I do all the work. I do all the orders, and everything's done in one night. Instead of you going around trying to get everybody and chase everybody around to get all your orders, it's just one night. Everybody's educated. Everybody has fun. I get to spoil your guests by adding gifts, and that's the benefit of it. And honestly, it depends on the person if they're going to think that's a good important thing. Some people, the thing is if they don't care about the well-being of their friends, of their money situation, if they're wasting money, and it depends on the person. If they're selfish and they're like, I don't care, I'm getting free stuff, I can care less if they know how to use it. But if they generally care about that type of thing, that is going to go, oh, wow, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
So, and then you could usually gauge by the way they're responding to you. Some of them will be like, no, I don't really care, like whatever. And so that's not, again, remember the shapes, the type of a person. So you know that you're not talking their love language. Some of them you may feel that you have to move on with an example. So for instance, Joe shared at her breakout about how important customer care is. So if I see somebody that's kind of struggling with that concept of how important it is for the education process, I'll say, well, for instance, one of my clients ordered a warmer for for her mother-in-law, shipped it to California, and her mother-in-law put the dish underneath the warmer and put the cubes in the dish, and then put the warmer on top, and then wonder why the wax wasn't melting.
Is that picture in the files on our?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The ribbons of hope.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a perfect example of that people can buy a product, and
The instructions.
with the instructions right in there of how to do it. But until they visually see and are educated from a consultant or even them, and the thing is they may go, well, I can do that. I could show them. Well, are you? Yeah, well, then you can transition into, so then why aren't you doing this?
Exactly.
So, yeah, or do you have the time? Yeah, you're right. Or you can say, then I'm sorry. And remember, I always tell you guys to tease your clients and your hostesses. I'm sorry, tell me again why you're not doing this yourself then? Because by the way, all I'm doing is making the money off of it.
Yeah.
Because all I'm doing is putting the order in. You're doing all the work. Meanwhile, you're making me money. But if that's what you want me to do, that's cool, because I'll take your money. And that's what I say to my hostesses. If that's cool with you, hey, that's fine with me. But I want to give you that opportunity, because to me that's not fair. When you're the one working your butt off, it's all your friends and family. And why not? I always say, cut the middleman out.
Yeah.
They'll go directly to you because they know you. They will give you a call and talk to you about the shoes they just bought. Oh, by the way, I need some bars.
Yeah.
But they have to take the step of calling a stranger, because I am a stranger to them right now, because they've never met me. And that's another reason why I want to do at least one home party, so they can at least know who they're calling if they need something. They know who I am. They know how to, it's going to kind of break that ice instead of just calling some stranger, because all I am is a person without a face.
Right.
They may have my picture, but all I am is a picture too. So it's helping me help them. And then if you really don't want to do this, it's helping me make your job easier, because then I can follow up with them. I can educate them. Yes. So,
Oh my God, I want to book a party with you.
oh, thank you. I've got, let's see, I think I have one more date left on March. But again, what just happened there? I communicated with them. I was just honest. Remember, ESP, enthusiasm, sincerity, and persistence. If you are just sincere that this is the way it is, there's a reason why we have to do this. And if we hold all that back and hope they figure it out, well, they're never going to figure that out. So we have, and some of the things we think that is obvious to us because we're the consultants is not obvious to them. They don't think about that. To them, they've been using Scentsy forever. Of course, you put the cubes in the dish and you turn it on, and that's easy. But the next person, how do you use that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And they think that because I know, of course, my friend knows because she's my friend. Of course, she knows. But that's not the case all the time. So, okay, so hostess coaching. What I normally do is I will have my, well, let me go see if I have a hostess packet ready really fast. Hold that on so I can show you guys.
That's my daughter.
So it is important to always have them ready. It's important to always have a hostess packet ready. There's a couple reasons. One, you guys all know I'm a huge advocate for the law of attraction. If you're not prepared for it to happen, it's not going to happen. So somebody can call you tonight, right now while we're all in this meeting and go, hey, Jeanette, I want to book a party tomorrow. I have some friends coming over. Can you come over? And if you happen to be available, but you're not prepared, then you're going to have to say, oh, shit, I don't know. Excuse my language. You know? Oh, no, beep. Yeah. I don't know if I have time to do that. You know, like, oh, my God. Sorry, Connie, because Connie gets mad when I swear. I apologize. I know, right? Okay. So, anyways, so you want to have, I don't have the newest catalog in here, but I can just throw that in. But I've got a packet of my invitations that are open. They're already labeled. So for whoever the hostess is, I can fill them out. I have, I don't have the scent of the month or the warm of the month done because I don't know what month this is going to be done. What I do is I put a scratch and sniff for the warmer of the month so they can smell what what did I say? The scent. See, I need help. Okay. These you can print off in the workstation.
Now, when you do this, do you actually get people that fill this out?
Yes. Yes. The reason why is because I need to be able to get a hold of your clients, your friends and family for a couple reasons. One, if things get on back order.
Credit cards
don't go through. Something went wrong, the order is gone and I can't order it now. It's out of stock. So I have to be able to let them know. Two, they can only reorder from a consultant. So the only way I can give them good customer care is to be able to get a hold of them. But here's something that most people don't say. And it's intertwining the teasing, but being serious. I'm not going to harass your friends and family. They're going to hear from me maybe twice a month, if that. One from a newsletter, if they give me their email, once a month so they know what's new. And then if I don't hear from them in a couple months, I'm going to send them a flyer just to remind them that I'm still here and how to reorder. That's it. But there's no use them buying a warmer tonight or on your party if they can't get more bars. Yes, my products are labeled. They're going to be able to call me if they want to, but I'm going to tell you a secret, Miss Hostess. They're not going to call me because they don't know me yet. Unless I establish a relationship and they're very outgoing, they're not going to call me. It's going to take a while, a couple times from them ordering for them to have that comfortable feeling.
And even still they won't.
Yep. Because guess what? It's my job.
That's right.
It's my job to call them and to get their order. Otherwise, they might as well go to Walmart. Yes, our product is way better, but people will do convenience over quality, unfortunately. So please help me give your friends and family that you are referring to me and let me take care of them the way they deserve. You have to go that far and say that to them. if you don't say it that way and let them know it's for their benefit, it's for your benefit, you're referring me to your friends and family. So that means you're vouching for me. You're saying that I'm going to take care of them. But if you don't give me the tools to do that,
you can't do your job.
I can't do my job. And then don't you think they're going to be a little upset that you're going to get all this free and half off stuff and you got all this benefits, and they helped you do that. And now they don't get to get what they want.
Out the face of the earth.
Yes. So I tease them because it's the truth, but they need to know the reality. They need to see, you need to paint that picture for them so they understand what your world's about. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
And so that's what this is for. And then you have to do that step. I'm not going to be harassing them. I'm not going to show up at their doorstep. Hi! Do you need any bars?
Do you do that for basket parties as well? Do you do that same envelope?
Yes. Now, basket parties, I'm not going to lie, this doesn't get filled out the same way.
Okay.
But I still, when it's a basket party, I still emphasize how important it is. How important it is for them to fill out the order form. You have to take that step. Some people just assume.
Yeah.
Please, I say there's a reason why I need you to fill out the order forms is because of X, Y, and Z. And that's the same spiel I make with the home parties with the order forms for the basket party. Does that make sense? Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What if they say, well, if they want to order, they'll just get a hold of me, like, because I've had, trouble even sometimes people wanting to fill out the whole information on the order
Next
forms.
one, right there.
They won't or they will.
I mean, sometimes they're just like, oh, it's my mom or it's my sister, and I'm like, well, yeah, I understand that, but and they're like, no, they'll just if they want to, when they're ready to reorder or whatever, they'll just let me know, or like they don't. Sometimes people don't want to give out any information.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you come across that?
Of course I have.
Okay.
Of course I have. And that's when you just have to reiterate the fact that, well,
Sorry.
yes.
What are you telling you about talking to me later on?
Okay, well then maybe you could sit down here. I'm in the middle of a training right now. Do you realize that? There's my daughter. So when you guys wonder why sometimes I'm not able to get things done, now you know why. Okay, so now you have a face to a name. Okay, so yes, I get that option. And the only thing you could do, remember, consistency is the key. We have to be consistent with making sure everybody knows. How they respond to us is another thing. Some people are still going to go, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. And you just have to, within yourself as a person, know that I did the best I can.
Gotcha.
And know that these people may judge you and say, oh, this person hasn't called me. And meanwhile, you know you would. But if they are talking bad about you and, oh, I haven't heard from my consultant, and then your hostess goes, oh, well, my friend needs bars and she's out, and be like, yeah, that's why I wanted to get her information. And so if you give me your information, if you get her information, she won't run out of bars because I will make sure that she's followed up with. But that's why I need it. Sometimes, you know how they say some people have to be driven to the ground to get a clue?
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to be slapped in the face that their friend comes and says, yeah, I haven't heard from your consultant. Oh, that's because I didn't give her your information. Oh, that's why she was saying it was so important for me to get the information. And you may never get it.
Being a chameleon is so important because we're dealing with so many different types of personalities.
Yep.
And you can never, ever pin your finger on this person's going to be that way because it'll change.
Yes.
The day is long.
Yes, that is a very big point
Yeah.
because I have clients that in the very beginning were so cold to me, and I had to prove myself to them. Now, when I walk through the door, like there's a lady, she's in a business, and 3 years ago, I challenged everybody to get a warmer in an office in the weekend and post it on, and we're probably going to do that soon because that was a fun challenge, and everybody did great. And so I, of course, don't ask you guys to do anything that I don't do. So I walked myself into an orthodontist office 3 years ago and asked them to put a warmer in for the weekend, and this lady was so cold to me. One, because there was a Gold Canyon consultant that worked there. And two, because she just is the type that you need to earn her trust.
Yeah.
And it took about a year for her she bought from me regularly, but it was kind of like, here's my order. When's it coming in? And that was the conversations we'd have. Now it's like, hey, Jess, tell me about your trip. But that took almost an entire year of connection with her. And relationship building for her to feel comfortable enough to give me that relationship.
That's awesome.
So you have to work for your trust. Yes, you know, she's very, and you never know. Yeah, she's very, let's do this. Okay. I have this. This is very important. I made this up myself. It probably can be edited, and there's probably some things I cross out on a regular basis, like some things that we don't sell anymore.
I need a copy of that.
Okay. So what I do is I break down and I put everything that's in the bag or basket. And the reason why, because I give all my hostesses a basket a week before their party for the people that can't attend the party. And then because I challenge them to get at least $100 in orders before the party. So I give them the tester, the basket, to be able to collect orders so they can smell. So they're still checking this out. This is your business that they are in control of. This is like a psychological, this is my business. I'm expecting these things back. So what I do is I put stars of things that I don't expect back, like catalogs or brochures. But the things that I expect back are not starred. So that means I gave you a okay. When I decide to give them a plug-in or a mid-size warmer or a full size, now what I personally do with my bags, I give them a plug-in. If it's, and depending on where the basket's going, if they're going to go to a job, an office, if it's going to sit in an office, I'll give them a basket, which is displayed so they can physically see it, because bags, it's all in a bag and you can't see it. So they can sit it on their desk and it's going to attract people and go, ooh, what's all this stuff? So then what I do is I will give them an actual mid-size or a full size, depending on what they want, and
So
tell
the
them,
basket's a big basket.
so they can see a big shebang and it attracts people. Well, yeah, it's not done up, but you could show the size of it. Yeah. So I actually have, oh, Liz, you know where my pictures of my baskets are? Remember the laminated ones that we just found the other day? Do you know where that is? Oh, I think it's in there. Anyways, so there's pictures on the Facebook page. I'll find it in a minute. Anyways, so this is also a dollar amount of, okay, if I'm giving you all this plus a warmer, this is how much the value is. So if I don't get this back, this is how much you're going to owe me. I'm not verbally saying that because that's rude, but it's here. So, and they signed it. And if they decided, well, I didn't know that that's what it said, well, guess what? Maybe you should read what you said. This is my business. And I can't afford to be losing $150 worth of products every time, I give a basket party out. But I've never had an issue, ever. I've always gotten my baskets back. And it's also that law of attraction. If you think positive, a lot of people are like, well, what if I don't get my stuff back? Well, you're putting it out there that you're probably not gonna. So just think positive. Assume that you don't want to just give it to a stranger. You want to establish a little bit of a relationship, meaning, get to know them a little bit, find out who they are, feel comfortable. Don't just be at McDonald's and have a basket and go, oh, hi, what's your name? Okay, here, take this home. You know what I mean? Say, hey, let me meet you for coffee or whatever. And, let me sit with you and coach you a little bit. And then you're going to have that relationship built before you pass off your business to them.
I don't know if they still have them, but last summer I got these little,
The cards.
they're like little invoices.
Yeah,
like
and it has the little raccoon on it or something, or fox,
yeah.
yes.
I stick those in my, I use the iPad cases with the mini testers and then catalogs, and all I do is I write on 42 mini testers and then 2 catalogs, order forms, and that's it. And I just stick it in there, but I never thought to put the actual price on there.
Well, I know that on Team Make It Happen, they have a basket party one like that too. I've been
So
using
it just
that one.
depends on how detailed you want to be. I like to, me personally, I want them to see everything. So I do give them a hand cream and as much as possible. When it comes to a bag, now here's the thing. If they've never hosted with me before, I don't know what they know. I don't know, what they can say, oh, I've got Scentsy or I've done this before, but you haven't done this with me. So I don't know how educated you are. I don't know if the consultant has told you about Layers products. So you're going to have a new experience. So the first bag or first basket is going to be complete. Now, after you've hosted several times, you're going to get the mini testers from me. And that's it. Because you know what layers are. You know what the warmers are. You know what wax is. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So now it gets more simple and simple and simple every time they host. And it's simpler for me.
Let me ask you a question about that. I mean, because just in you speaking about this and sharing this, I'm also starting to realize that maybe I need to start changing it up a little bit with some of my hosts and hostesses that do it a lot more.
Yeah.
To kind of keep it fresh and new, because then otherwise it's just the normal grind.
Yeah. And then you're kind of building their confidence too by saying, you've done this before. You're a pro.
Yeah.
You just need the basics. I know you're going to, you know what I mean? And that's transitioning them into another phase of them as a hostess. Because now
Right.
they have the ropes down. So you're saying, I trust you, that you know how to market the layers and all this stuff. And now they're like, oh, maybe I can do this because I do know the layers products and the warmers and the you know what I mean? And when you notice a hostess, complimenting people is so important. When you notice somebody, oh my God, you fill out this order form better than I do. You are so organized. I wish I could do that. And I have to tell you, most people do it better than me. So I'm complimenting people all the time. And so, but that's a good thing because then they can say, well, if this freaking idiot can do it, then I can do it. So, and I point that out. If I'm bad at something and they do it better, I make sure they are aware of it. Does that make sense? When I get orders all like paper clipped together and all night sleep, or written out nice and perfect and taxes perfect, and I say, oh my gosh, you are so awesome, and I wish I could do it this good. And you're building their confidence of like everything that they think that they can't do and that they're putting up in their head that you do, so that something that they think you're doing something they can't, when you're like, oh no I'm just doing this. I'm just hanging by a string doing this. You know what I mean? I can learn from you. And then they're like, oh, okay. Because it's usually just insecurity. That's not Scentsy. It's not, do you know what I mean? It's just their own insecurities of whether they can even host, let alone start their business. And it takes some time. There's consultants that are on this team that were my hostesses for years. And it took them until they got their transition. And it's like you're weaning them in. Okay, I'm taking things away from you because you're getting more powerful and you're this business. So I'm keeping it simple for me and for you. Here's your testers. Go do your thing. Okay, so when are you going to start making money? And then, okay, you're right. Because you're not doing anything different. All you're doing is putting in your own orders. You decide if you want to add to make it bigger because you have a clientele that every couple months, I need my stuff. I need my stuff. And they're the source. Does that make sense? So you're just deleting the middleman out. Because the more parties you got going on and hostesses, there's no way that any of us can keep up with them and give them good customer service. Customer care. Sorry, Joe. There's no way. And we'd like to, but we can't. There's no way. If you want to delete your personal life and and your everything else in the world, maybe, but that's not going to happen. So this challenge is on the Make It Happen tools, but they just made a bingo on the resources tab from Spring Sprint, which is basically the same. It's not as detailed as this one, but it does the job. This is where you're going to find your this is where you're definitely going to find your potential consultants, because the people that put the work in to do this are the ones that are doing the stuff that we do. They are connecting with their hosts, their clients. They are setting goals for themselves. They like a challenge. They like to say, oh, you're telling me to hit 500? Shoot, I'm going to do that. And so you're like, guess what? That's the minimum requirement for a sponsoring bonus when you join Scentsy. Guess what? You just hit your shooting star. What's a shooting star? Oh, so you just achieved your first goal in Scentsy. What? You're halfway to certified. So you have to be educating, always thinking that you are preparing your client to be a hostess and you're preparing your hostess to become a consultant. It may take one time or it may take 3 years for them to be ready. But when they transition, they're ready. It's not like starting from scratch. Okay, now this is how you fill out an order form. This is how you host a party. This is how you do this. Now, will the people that join, not Amy Simonson, never hosted a party, never bought and became a consultant? Did she? But guess what? What?
We bought once.
Oh, she bought once.
We bought
Oh yeah, one plug-in. The Fright
plug-in.
Night, right? The Fright Night.
Yes.
Yes. And then, but she went from once to I'll never buy Scentsy again to buying the Service and Sacrifice to guess what, I think I want to do this out of nowhere. So she started from scratch. So people like her, you're willing to say, okay, but people like her, she takes the bull by the horns and figures it out on her own and then kind of out of nowhere goes, hey, Jess, is that right? Yep, it is. Okay. And then keeps going. So,
For you.
yeah.
So these people that are like 3 years,
Yeah.
hostess,
Uh-huh.
how often do you have a system and how often do you actually remind them about this business could be you?
Okay, yes, I do have a system. I have a wall of fame, basically, of everybody that's ever showed interest or that I personally feel that they need to become a consultant. And there's reasons. One, they're Scentsy addicted addicts, and so why not make a little money because you don't want to be selfish. 2, they host a lot. 3, they need Scentsy in their life for some personal reason, and I feel that it would help them. Maybe they have low self-esteem. Maybe they have no friends. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're like me and like to look forward to things. Maybe I just want them on the journey because they're my friend, and I just want them to experience everything. So there's several different things. So I will put them on this board if they've ever shown any indication. Or never told me, no, Jessica, stop asking me. I'm never going to become a consultant. I've never had anybody say that to me, though. I've had people say, no, I'm good for now, but not stop asking me. I've never had that. And I've had people that have told me no for years.
Do you keep asking if they say no?
The
If they
way
say no, but they don't say stop asking me, do you keep asking?
I keep asking, but I change the way I ask.
Okay.
Then I really start to tease.
So have you decided to join?
Yeah. So when are you gonna just do this? Or tell me again why you're not doing this again? Because I forget.
I have to do.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm like.
Or all right. So this is ridiculous. When are you gonna get your kid?
When are you going to start making money?
Yes. When are you gonna start making money on this? Because again, now I don't feel comfortable taking all your money because it's just, and eventually, again, you're building their confidence because they need to see the consistency in people buying too. They might go, oh, I just had a good basket party, or oh, I just had one good party. They're not going to buy again. Then all of a sudden they're buying again and people showed up again or people ordered again. So then sometimes it takes, so like Mason's first grade teacher, she's been hosting with me every 3 months consistently since last year. Her last party was in January. And so we were closing out our party and I was like, tell me again why you're not doing this again. I go, you have a clientele of about 20 people every time you host. And you never struggle. She had it all down. You can see her little orders from, she does a little email to all the people in the school.
She's more organized than us.
Yes, she has. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you realize I'm learning things from you, right? And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, it's just ridiculous that you have a business that us consultants wish we had.
Money on it. I'm really money for you.
Yes. And I'm like, and I feel like bad that you're not a consultant. And she's like, okay, wait a minute. So I have to have put in how much every month? And I'm like, Michelle, it's every 3 months. What? She goes, I never heard that. I can guarantee you I've told her that many times. She didn't want to hear it yet, but she's ready now to hear it. She's like, okay, I'm excited. I know I need to join. So she's joining this month.
Oh!
But it took over a year. So that's the whole school, a year and a half, because we're almost at the end of the school year, to build her confidence to see that every 3 months she's got a qualified party and more of all the same people. I'm like, those are your people. I'm like, you don't have to do what I do and brand yourself and say, hey, person at Starbucks, I'm a Scentsy consultant. I'm like, you don't have to do that, but you have an established clientele that cutting the middleman out.
You're the ones that I see in the conference room at Bozarth.
What?
Your basket party.
Oh, really?
They're in the parent. They're in the teachers' lounge when I walk through, and I'm all like, I know her.
Yes. So, and that's the thing is that, but do you know that not all the teachers buy from her? I don't have some of the people, some of the names that I know that buy from you, they don't buy from her. It's the same controversy that goes on. And just because they're teachers, you think that they would, oh, well, you're a teacher, I'm going to buy from you. No, I don't. Mason's teacher now, it's not that they don't get along, but they don't roll together. Mason's teachers never bought from her party, but she'll directly buy from me. Isn't that interesting?
I'm going to say something in regards to that too. You never own a client.
Nope.
None of us ever own a client, because I go to this Wells Fargo over here, and I can't tell you how many times I've gotten orders from them and how many times some of our team members will go in there and they'll say, oh, do you have a catalog?
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
I'm like, sell them.
Like I went in there and I
That's the one I
opened an
went to,
account
right?
for Scentsy only.
The one on Durango.
And I didn't have any books on me, and I told the lady, I said, tomorrow I'll bring you a book, Scentsy book.
Uh-huh.
She goes, oh, okay, and come to find out.
That's her.
No!
But the thing
I
is,
don't own anybody.
yeah, the consultant, I mean, the customer chooses the consultant.
Right.
And some people,
Every different personalities of all of
Yes.
us will jive differently.
and the thing is it takes a while to get that people to become loyal.
That's right.
It takes a while because here's the thing, statistically, 97% of consultants are eventually going to drop off. You just have to decide if you're going to be that person. And so when you're still around years later, who are they going to end up going to? And I can't tell you how many people. Yeah, look at your pointing to Jeanette. And she's pointing to you. And that's just the statistic. But everybody watching, and all of you have to decide: am I still going to be around? So when all those people drop off, and all those customers that they decided to buy from, and now they don't have a consultant, where are they going to go? So I have people that refer people to me because they know, okay, if anybody's still going to be around, Jessica's still going to be around. You know what I mean? But you can be that person.
Yeah.
And yes, it's just a matter of time. You have to put the time in order to get that trust from anybody, as far as being their sponsor, as far as being their consultant to host a party and here's the thing, when you are asking somebody to host a party, you're asking them to vouch for you.
That's right.
To say, please come in and trust this person to take care of you and take your money. Yes.
And your credit card information and all your personal information.
Yes. And here's the thing. If you don't do those things, who are they going to be upset with? The hostess. Yeah. So you have to build the confidence of the hostess first. You need to build that rapport. Now, that may mean have them buy from you consistently. I've had people that bought from me for years, and then finally, okay, I guess I'll do that party thing for you. And I'm like, really? Like, finally? But it's because they know that in the end, I'm going to take care of their friends, because I've been taking care of them for so long. So I've built the trust. Does that make sense? And some people are just that guarded, even just to let somebody in their home. We all have to think about that, like what we're actually asking people to do. And we need to start a business and say, hey, let me do a fundraiser for your entire school and trust me with thousands of your dollars with a bunch of strangers. I promise you could trust me. And then when they're kind of questioning it, it's nothing against you. It's saying,
trust.
Do you know what you're doing? And second of of all, are you going to be around when the orders come in? You know, yeah, or and is all these people going to be able to get their products when they need it? Because are you going to still be doing this?
I just happened to have a situation that happened last week when I put my last order in for February.
Okay.
I had a gentleman call me out of the blue. It was a California number. I normally don't answer the phone.
Okay.
I was standing out on the playground and I said, hello. And he goes, yeah, are you a Scentsy consultant? And I said, yes. And he goes, well, so-and-so gave me your name from the base.
That's a great referrals are the best.
Yeah.
I've only sold to her once. And that was it. And he said, she gave me your name.
That's awesome. That's how I joined with Jess.
Mm-hmm.
He placed an order back in December. He goes, yeah, I ordered like 5 burners and some wax. And I wasn't going to stop him at that point, but I said, okay. And he goes, well, I wanted to order some for my mom.
Aww.
And he talked to whoever the hostess was, never got the wax. And I said, did you pay for it? And he goes, no, they never called me back or anything like that. And
Wow.
I said, okay, well, I'm putting this order in this week, so it's actually supposed to be here tomorrow. So I'll be able to call him up and say, hey, I have your wax.
Yeah, and guess what? It's only a week later.
Yeah, it wasn't even because I put the order in Friday night.
Oh, wow.
So
That's and a referral is the best compliment you can get with your business. The best compliment. That's saying that other people trust you enough to refer people to you. They know you're going to take care of them and not even have to deal with them directly. They're saying, here, call this person. I know they're going to take care of you. I don't have to like walk you to them and say, this is Amy and she's going to take care of you. And you know,
what was weird about it that I think is the girl paid me cash and this guy's just like, yeah, credit card number all over the phone. And I'm like, okay.
That has to do with personality.
That's
Some
right.
people, they're like, oh no, I don't want you to have my, what are you going to do? They're very pessimistic and maybe they've been burned before. So remember, it's not you, it's them. It's their own issue. Some people, I have people text me their credit cards, email me their credit cards. I'm like, wow, you're really trusting me. But, and it shows that that's just the way they are.
That some will just keep our
Keep them on file.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I have that too.
That
Oh,
makes
I
me
get-
nervous.
Oh, well, what I do, because I say to them, even though I do have 30, I say to them, I absolutely, by law, am not supposed to keep them. Because I have hostesses that I do business with, and they're like, just use my credit card for, and I'm like, no, you're supposed to give it to me again.
Okay.
I make them give it to me again. I tell them,
That's
I say, because
smart.
I want them to understand that I'm doing everything by the book,
Good for you.
and that they, you know.
And it's
that
out of your
there's
hands, so they can't say, "Oh, this was a charge that I had, and you have my credit card." And you're right, and it's a big risk. I keep them on file if there's somebody that's been my client for a long time.
Yeah, and no, if it's a family member, don't get me wrong. I have a
That's
little
different.
file of
Yeah.
family members.
yeah,
But I mean, that's it. I don't do it for anybody else because you don't know. You don't know if they'll turn on you.
yeah, that's
You
very
don't
true.
know, you
It's
know.
very true.
document
I
everything.
don't. Well, no,
Yeah,
your family,
documentation
but I
is
don't
very
know.
important.
Yeah.
As far as hostess coaching, you want to make sure that they have a goal. You're not doing them any service if they don't know what they're trying to do. Okay. This is to give them visuals. I gotta have it. Meaning you want them to write a list of what they have to have. This is in our group page.
Yeah.
I've seen the girl picture, but I haven't seen the wish list. I'll have to go look.
Yeah, I really want it.
Just look in the files.
And then my party. So then when you see all this, you can say, okay, Susan, this is what you have to reach in order to get all of this, all of it, or a portion of it or whatever,
That's what
or half off or whatever. And then this is how much. And then you could even say like, well, how much are you expecting to sell? I mean, to purchase. So if they say, well, I only want to spend $50, but I want all this, you're like, okay, honey, you're going to have to sell this.
You have to work.
Yeah, you're going to have to sell this as a goal. But now they have a visual of what they want. So they're going to work harder because they're picturing that warmer on that desk and that warmer in their bedroom and that warmer in their bathroom. Yeah, really cute, right? And then there's even in our group page, just so you guys know, another file that actually says like when to contact your hostess. And do you know where that is?
Is it the same girl on that picture?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
That one? Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's on the files.
it's a hostess coaching, like step by step of
Yeah.
like when to contact
I just
them,
looked at it today.
all that kind of stuff.
It's in the files under Jesse's Angels.
Yes. So I always let them know that I give them the challenge, which is on this bingo, to fill this out and email this to me by a certain date, and then they get like to black that out. So they get rewarded every time they do something. And this is by a certain date. I try to get this back at least a week and a half to 2 weeks. I try to do 2 weeks because I am going to mail out invitations for them. And when I mail them out, I get to put cute little stickers on it, and I get to put a scratch and sniff, and I get to say, hey, show up in purple if that's what the hostess wants. My hostess on the 15th, she wants to do a baseball theme. So everybody that wears the MLB theme is going to be entered into a drawing. So I wrote that on her invitation. And then they get something physical in the mail that gets them excited to come, and they have something to smell. And then I tell them if they bring the invitation, they get an extra invitation. Entry into the drawing.
That's awesome.
So when you physically meet with your hostess, it's about a month out, and then you send them out 2 weeks out.
If possible, that's the ideal thing, because then the more time you give your hostess, the more comfortable they feel. They don't feel like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? So yes, the more time you have, and the reason why you want to fill it out for them is because you don't want them to have to work. You want them to make it as simple as possible for them. And what I personally do, so when they see that being done, I make labels for everything. So, okay, why did it get loud just because Mason got home? It wasn't loud. Can you tell him?
I'm sure it's all right.
But all of a sudden, everybody was fine, and now Mason walks him. I know, but you remember everything you do. You're hoping they're going to become a consultant. You don't want them to say, well, I don't want to have to write all these things out for my hostesses. So what I do is I make labels so it looks simple. So I type it up, print it out, slap them on the invitations, and it took me 15 minutes, if that. So they're not going to go, oh God, I got to write all these things out now for just if I become a consultant. No, you type it up, you print it out, it's done. But it still looks nice. It gets done. You're still servicing your hostess. And then a little tip that Mitch actually discovered for me when he did his first party is 3 years ago now. God, that's crazy. Anyways, the return address on your invitations has to be your hostess, not you. Because people will look at the return, they don't know who the heck you are, and they throw it out. They don't even continue to read. Did you ever think about that?
On the little
postcard, whatever you mail people, you want it to be your hostess. Unless it's been people that are already your clientele. If they're brand new strangers, they're like, who's this? Wrong person, and they throw it out. So you want a familiar name. Because what do you do when you get mail? You want to see who it's from, right? That's the first thing you do.
Yeah, so they think it's junk mail, like solicitation.
So when he did his first party, actually Lenora, the one that she's on our team right now, awesome. She's in Laughlin right now with business, but her guests literally told him, oh, I threw that out because I didn't know who she was. So that's when we learned 3 years ago, you have to do the hostess's name.
Wow.
Yeah. So
good idea.
Yeah. He's like, babe, maybe we should do this. I was like, yeah, he's helped out a lot. So anyways, then at the hostess coaching, I literally ask, like, that's when you find out, do you want a theme? And then you give them ideas, if you want a pajama night, do you want something? Because you want to get them excited.
Right.
What, if you thought of a fun night, what is fun to you? Have you ever been to a party and you were like, this was fun? Ask them. Oh, well, yeah, my friend did a pajama party. What? Never. Okay. Okay, well, then let me tell you some fun ideas. No, I know, but some people might say that. They might be some stick bone, I don't know, no, not fun person. Yeah, okay.
That's basically what we do. Is we always try to bring a bottle of wine to any of our.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like
always the
a bonus.
That's how we did our lunch parties.
Yeah.
Our lunch party was $900.
Yeah. Hey, when people are drunk, they spend more money. The only thing I personally suggest, now this is my personal business suggestion, is for
You
you
have
as
to
the
go on your-
consultant, it's a work night for you to not be drinking at your parties.
Yes.
That's my suggestion. You guys do what you want. You're independent business owners. But I will tell you, if you're trying to build a business, people are watching what you're doing, okay? So you can lose a very good business consultant because they see you drinking wine and they're very not drinkers. And so that's, just think about the way you compose yourself, the way you dress, your hygiene. I know that all of you guys should know this, but some people don't. They don't realize that you should brush your teeth, that you just ate onions and you're like, shower, please shower. But like if I'm doing hostess coaching and I smell like onions, you're like, crap, lady, what the heck? You know what I mean?
And you're selling Scentsy.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
But those are little things that sometimes people don't realize. They don't mean it. They're hungry. They're driving over. They're stopping to coach a host. Oh, I haven't eaten. Let me grab a hamburger with onions, and they're munching on it in the car, and they come, hi, so when do you want to do your party? And they're like, and they're not thinking about what you're saying. You're coaching them, and they're thinking, oh my God, when is this lady going to leave my house?
Peppermint.
Yeah.
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 I have Scentsy hostess.
Yeah. So just think about all that. People, unfortunately, are judging you. And so if you're trying to truly build a business, you don't go to work with wine on your breath, right? You don't drink a glass of wine while you're at your full-time job at the register or whatever you're doing. Yeah, depending on what you do for a living. But so treat your business like a business and you'll be paid like a business, okay? Any other questions? Okay, I always tell them that I will arrive about 30 minutes prior. I don't do more than 30 minutes because I don't want them to think that they have to spend all this time to set up a party. But I'm not going to do less because I want to talk to them. It'll take me about 15 minutes to set up. And then I want to help them with, do you need me to help set up things? Do you need me to do something while you go get changed if they're just getting home from work, whatever? Let me get to know you. Let me ask you questions. So, have you ever had it just, tell me about your husband. What does he do? Is he coming tonight? So you're getting to know people. And then when they're walking through the door, you're not with your back turned and still setting up. Does that make sense? You're done and ready to greet people with a handshake, a smile, welcome. Here's your name badge. What's your name? What's your name? Oh, Jeanette. Is there 2 T's in that? Because I will tell you, people hate when their name is spelled wrong.
That's right.
And so what you're doing in a psychological, you're writing it down, you're saying it,
So
so you can remember it, and then you're putting it on them. So if you forget it, you could still call them by their name, and they don't remember that they have a name badge on. So when you say, Jeanette, what was your question? They're like, oh wow, she remembered my name. And you're building confidence, and people and they feel like you're their friend because you're talking to them like you've known them for a while and that you're their friend. So when people leave your home parties, they feel like they've known you for a while because you're teasing them like you're their friend. You're talking to them directly, calling them by their name, not like, hey, you, the lady in the gray. You know what I mean? That's impersonal. The one that says Scentsy, there was one that had the glasses on her head type thing. That's impersonal. But when you say, Joe, tell me a little bit more about what you were saying. Share this with the crowd. It makes a family-like orientation, just like Scentsy wants us to have with consultants. So, does that help? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank
you. What time is it? Oh wow! Holy wow! I think we covered a lot tonight.
Yes, I actually learned a lot.
Oh, did you? Good. Very cool. Anybody? See, I wish there's one more person.
Heather just texted her and said that she cannot comment on there. On the screen. A little while ago she did it. I don't know if it's back up where it needs to be.
And I can't even see who the viewer is.
She might.
Chat, but
Yeah.
she sees it. She's got 3 viewers.
Oh, and then Heather's apparently trying to say something. Chat? Oh, I guess that would be the word.
I think she said this is anyone here.
Look at, he wants to wear my ring.
Oh, now it says 0 viewers.
It's
Oh, somebody. Well, it says
This
one
is
now.
my son Coy.
Oh, hi. Is she part of the group?
Yeah.
She's not paying
We
attention.
needed attendance.
Yeah, she's not
Okay,
paying attention.
I'm sorry if you guys can't. We're gonna work on this so next month, hopefully it gets better and better every month. But so far, Google Hangout has been the best so far, broadcast wise that we've had without. So I'm gonna say goodnight. Remember that we have the third Monday of every month is a phone call training with our team, and every Saturday is our Super Saturday call at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesdays, all consultant call at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is our new consultant call. So you realize I'm trying to yell over everybody. So if you interact, there's always some time to connect with consultants and to learn new things. So thanks for showing up, whether it's live or recorded, and wish we could see you because we can't see you tonight, but have a good night. Bye-bye.